the Coffee Boys, one here.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Boleyn Lounge, and as you can tell I've had a couple of weeks off. I played the outro instead of the intro. That was a good start, wasn't it? Welcome to Mick and Budgie, my regular co-hosts. How are you, Mick?
Yeah, Sam, buddy, yourself?
Yeah, good, all good, thank you.
Evening,
and you,
Budgie.
Budgie, how are you keeping, mate?
Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I'm just trying to set my other laptop up. Sorry, my fingers are going in front of the camera and everything. Terrible. How are we, guys? All right?
Yes, Sam, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah, all good,
And
mate.
you?
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'll get on with the show, and well, lots of West Ham rumours been floating around in the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure we could touch on them. But I guess the right at hand is Euros ticked off in full flow now, and tournament well and truly underway. Final round of first games underway as we speak, and tournament's probably shaping up as you might think. No great surprises or anything so far. I must admit I haven't watched a lot of it. I've been quite busy, but what do you think, Mick? Any surprises, anything unexpected results or performances for you so far?
I would have thought the Belgium game was a big surprise. Didn't expect them to get beaten and actually take away the VAR decisions. I think they probably deserved it. I thought they played really well. Was it Slovakia? No, who was it again? Did watch it actually. Who was that they played against? Sorry, I've forgotten.
Belgium, Slovakia.
Slovakia, yeah, I was right. Yeah, Slovakia. Yeah, I thought they showed a lot of courage, playing a side that on paper should have beaten them easily, but I'll tell you what, they give it all, and they rode their luck. But yeah, that was a surprise result, I thought. But other than that, it's the game I watched today. What did I just watch? Turkey and Georgia again. Probably the best game I've seen, to be fair.
Yeah, I thought that young Turkish lad with the double barrel name, can't remember his name now, looks quite good.
On the left?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I think he scored second goal, did he?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as you say, Jeff, no real big surprises apart from the Belgium. Quality of football's been okay. Don't think it's been outstanding. I think there'll be better games to come. Particularly, hopefully, from England. I mean, do you know what? He's been here it's his 8th year, isn't it, Gareth Southgate?
Yeah.
And you would think he made a lot of brave decisions with his squad. But then he goes and tries to put square holes in round pegs, or round pegs in square holes, as the saying goes. Or he's got 3 defenders in Gomez, Walker, and Stones, that play a high line for their clubs. They're our best 3 defenders, in essence, experience-wise and everything else, clubs they play for. And he goes in with a back 4 with an inexperienced Crystal Palace defender who had a good game, I'm not saying he didn't, and Trippier at left back. Why? Then we bought all the talk before the tournament was, we're going to go expansive. We look at the players we're bringing with us. Foden never got a kick. Kane never got a kick. It's the whole setup. He's stifled in the team yet again. I mean, why would he have not played the back 3 against the back 3 the other night? They played the back 3. Yeah. They dropped into 5 a lot of the time, but their setup was a back 3. then you put Rice in front of a back three like that. You've got Bellingham, Foden, Palmer as a three in front of him. You could have the other three in front of him. Could be Bowen, the lad from Newcastle. His name always slips off my tongue.
Gordon.
Anthony
Gordon.
You know what I mean? And then all them players, when they're in wide positions, because they're playing, for me, 3-1, 3-3, because you've got four players in wide positions, they can drop in, out, interchange, go into the old-fashioned inside four positions when you're going forward. Be exciting.
Well, if he's that worried, if he wants to play three at the back and he's that worried defensively that maybe some of the centre backs might get pulled out wide and he wants that cover in front for someone.
Yeah, but you've got that cover in front. When you play,
I understand, but what I'm about to say
players,
is, if he was that conservative, going with the midfields that you've talked about, he could still play a back three and be conservative and play Gallagher and Rice in front of
he could
two, and then someone else. So,
but
he's got lots of options, hasn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
What he does
to play Trippier at left back and Alexander-Arnold, who I don't know what you do with Alexander-Arnold, to be honest, because he can't defend, not even in midfield. He said he Bellingham, and that made it easy for him. I think he's a wonderful, skillful player, but how do you put him into a team, really? Unless he's not for me. He's just in the team setup. He's just not for me. There's a big argument there. People say, "Oh, well, you're talking shite," and that's fair enough. But I just don't. I don't see how he fits into England, to be honest. And I read this morning that he had an article. Well, he had an interview, and it was in the paper, and that him, Holland, and Southgate have been planning this for over a year. So we've got all these people who know their job have now got a right back, not a very good one, playing in midfield, not a very good midfield player. So you know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
It's hard to put.
Overall, what did you think of England's performance the other night? I must admit, I didn't watch it. I was fishing on my boat, but I went old-fashioned and I listened in on the wireless. But
proper old-fashioned on the wireless.
Yeah, and well, it sounded comfortable, but not convincing in the first 45 minutes. Quite
sounds about right.
A lot of the time in the second 45 minutes, and
it was drag.
Would that be a fair reflection of the commentary I heard, or
I'd say so. I'd say so. I mean, I think that for one, England were kind of lackluster for most part. There was really and truly the only sort of I felt that the only one trying to ignite anything happening was Jarrod Bowen when he came on. Now I know that's like going to sound. Well. It's going to sound like I'm biased because obviously I'm a West Ham fan, but that is an actual fact. I mean, Harry Kane got his best chance from a fantastic cross from Jarrod Bowen. It was pinpoint straight on his head. Great save from the keeper. Any other day, anywhere else in that goal, that wasn't going to get saved. But I felt that he had a very good game when he came on.
He had 15, 20,
he kind of picked up the pace of it for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what he did? Do you know what he also did? I'm not a massive, and it's not a Jarrod Bowen thing, Saka thing, because I'm a West Ham fan. I'm not a massive. I think he's very predictable, Saka. But when you're under pressure, Saka didn't drop in the way that Bowen did. I mean, Bowen was in there covering. I know he came on late in the game, so he wouldn't have been as tired and all these other things. But his defensive work in that 15 minutes, as well as attacking work, was excellent, wasn't it?
It was.
That's the way Bowen plays, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Week in, week out. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched that Lions Den thing yesterday with him on it. Him and the other young lad, Mark Guy. But anyway, Jared Bowen said in that, he said, I try to, work hard for the team, for the guys around me, for the people watching. I try and work hard every time I step out on pitch. And he did. He showed that last night. Well, the other night. He showed that he tries hard. And he managed to get himself noticed.
He tries hard. He's also got quality, hasn't he? He has quality as well as tries hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that Gareth Southgate is willing to switch things around a little bit at times, though, because there are players out there that are working really hard and in training and stuff, and if he just keeps picking the same 11 all the time, it's not fair on the other guys that he's taking. People like Ivan Toney and who's the other striker? Ollie Watkins. Yeah, I mean, two guys.
Gordon. They've had
Anthony Gordon, definitely. I think Conor Gallagher, he's sort of shown that he's not really. I don't think he's really ready for big competitions with England just yet. I mean, he's been a great player for Chelsea, but I didn't think he had a particularly great game on Sunday.
He didn't. I don't think he had the influence that he came on to do, which was to slow it all down. Win the ball. And he was still frantic when he came on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this comment up from Scotty Oates. Craig, thanks for joining us. He says, "Evening all. He's heard a rumour of Tim Krul to West Ham. He can't see it himself, but if it's true, he'll drive him down to the London Stadium himself." And I don't blame his sentiment there. I'm sure he would. I have seen that.
Evening, Craig.
But I hope his sentiments are correct and that it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think
Can't see it myself.
They've let Trott go, so I think it's probably just that case of having a third goalkeeper and having that experience around the other. I know they're both experienced keepers, but being another experienced keeper and the work they do, and I can see the sense of it if he's free.
I understand all of that, but we've got links with lots of goalkeepers, and I'd say that of all of them, the unlikeliest would be Krul.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he probably is happy.
Even as a third keeper.
As a third keeper, that's your problem, and his experience. So
well,
I don't see. Jeff's had enough to drink. He's gone.
Yeah,
Show's over. Show's over. Yeah, Jeff's been on the Stella.
He's gone. Look, bless
you.
him.
Yeah, so I'm saying that. I mean, I can see. Luton Town fans don't rate him. I know in his time he was a great keeper. I don't know at 38 how good he is. Luton fans say not so good, but
yeah.
I
mean, thing is, I think with us, we've got two fairly well established keepers in
two fantastic keepers
at the moment. Yeah,
we've got two fantastic
and I think I've got a sneaking suspicion that the coach will be looking for a young up-and-coming goalkeeper to fill that third spot for the keepers.
Well, he had one in Nathan Trott, hadn't he? And he sold him.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he's got Christian Hagee still.
Mm-hmm.
He's what, the under-21 keeper now, I think. He's got options available to him.
Well, he is a goalkeeping coach, a goalkeeper himself anyway, as Jeff has said before, isn't he? So,
yeah. So he'll know what he's looking for, and I really don't believe that Tim Krul will be it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
But he's the same age as he's 38. He'll be the same age as Fab, won't he now? Fab's 38 this year, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. 38 or 39 this year. Yeah.
What's happened to our beloved leader?
Oh, Dog's probably knocked the computer over and all sorts.
Mm-hmm. So what else I was reading today? Who was it? Oh yeah, Kilman. They were expecting West Ham to bid
Make a formal bid.
45 million, apparently. It's a big figure for a...
That's a big chunk of change, but if he's everything that we are all expecting him to be, then it's a bargain, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I think a bargain is quite a strong statement for 45 plus million.
How old is he? Does anyone know? I haven't looked him up yet. I've seen him play, but how old is he? Does anyone know?
Yeah, I think he's about 24, 25.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's as young as that, is he?
Yeah, he's not.
He's 27.
Oh, is he 27? Oh, my bad. Sorry, yeah. Okay.
Well, he's got, to be fair, he's got 6-7 years in him, isn't he? You know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So yeah, for 45.
I mean,
not 24 though. There's a big difference in there.
Huh?
Big difference to 24 and 27.
Yeah, but he's also got a little bit of extra experience, bit know-how as well. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. 45 million. It's just a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of money.
But what I will say is, if we're going to do shrewd business here and there and try and pick up players for 13, 15 million here and there for this position, that position, and then on certain players we're going to throw 45 or 50 million at this one or that one. If that's the strategy and it's a worked out strategy, then I'm happy with that. If they're just sort of throwing here, throwing there, scattergunning around like they have in the past, I think it's a different matter. But if it's a considered way of investing the budget
I think
and targeting specific players, then let's see how it works out.
Yeah, I think you got to also consider the fact that Tim Steiden's now holding the reins to that recruitment side of things. And he's been pretty successful so far. Yeah, of course I do. I don't think
we'll see this summer. That's my point.
Yeah, well,
I mean, going to find out.
For all intents and purposes, Jeff, at the moment we're being told that Tim Steiden is doing the recruitment. Lopetegui will be taking on the coaching work and picking, selecting the side to play, etc. And David Sullivan and the rest of the board are going to sit back and watch. That's what we're being told. We know that's not 100% accurate. Of course we do. Because Sullivan can't help but get his sticky little fingers involved. But I don't think that paying 45 million for a defender is a Sullivan approach. Too much money for Sullivan to be chucking at him. That's a Tim Steiden selection, if anything. In my opinion.
Yeah. So we're gonna. I wondered because here I say that's a Tim Steiden selection. So are we going to still have that thing going on now? Because it's a Moyes pick. It's not a Moyes signing. It's a Steiden pick, etc. And now, so would that mean that Kilman's a Lopetegui pick? If you're going to categorise things.
He's already managed him once. Yeah,
sure, he has, but that's what I'm saying. If you're making categorising signings like that,
I would say that he would probably have something to do with the selection of Kilman. If he's coming in, I'm sure that Lopetegui would have had some say in it, and I think Tim Steiden would have looked at it and thought, yeah, sound business, because it's down to him at the end of the day whether he gets a player or not. It's not down to the coach anymore. Well, this is what we're being told.
I think. Well, I wouldn't say any. I don't think any coach would put up with that to that degree. I think there's you can have Kilman, you can have Dawson, you can have Tony Adams, whoever it may be. I'm just saying, a bit like what Man United are now doing. They're saying you get a choice of 3 players, but they are your 3.
Right? Yeah.
They're within the budget, and that is our budget, and they're your choices. because he's not signed his contract yet. Ten Hag, as he's changing the subject slightly because he doesn't feel that that's right, so he's still negotiating that. Apparently, these are all things I'm hearing. Not that I know, I don't have inside information, but that's the thing. So I think it's a general way of football these days that yes, they identify players and then they decide through the manager which one it would be. You know, has he gone, Budgie? Has he left us?
No,
I'm here,
still
mate.
here. No, it's just I've got a very temperamental USB port on my laptop.
All right.
So I moved the ashtray, thinking, oh, it's a bit close to the laptop, and the wire moved and the camera switched off. So,
right. Yeah, but I do think that's generally the way in most clubs now. That if they've got a sporting director of football or whatever, that they're getting the choices, but they're not getting. I'll have him, and him. And I'm going to pay 100 million for him. I don't think the money's there anymore for it anyway, in any of the football clubs.
No, and with the FFP etc., it's going to be a lot more difficult for clubs to be paying 100+ million for players.
And to be honest with you, I've never been an advocate of it. I still believe, old-fashionedly or not, that coaches are there to coach, and they should improve players, and if the biggest case in point would be Casemiro at Man United, like 350 grand a week, and honestly, if they said West Ham can have him on free tomorrow, I say no, thank you, keep him.
Mate. Not if you're willing to pay his wages as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 350 grand a week. It's like crazy. And then you look go on.
Sorry. No, carry on. Go on. Sorry.
Then you look at Garnacho and Hoyland. If someone said you're going to have them tomorrow, I'd say, yes, please, thank you very much. But they're young boys you coach and bring on. I'm not sure Bowen says Moisey helped him a lot. And I'm sure
I think that Anthony would do very well.
Pardon?
I think that Anthony would do very well if he got away from Man United. I think it's the wrong club for him. I think he would do well at a club like Tottenham, if I'm honest. Maybe us. Somewhere where he can really express himself and be that target man. You know what I mean? Because he's quite skillful. He's quite talented. It's just unfortunate that he hasn't got the players' trust around him, and I think he lacks a bit of trust from the players around him, and it doesn't help him when he's trying to be creative and they're not reciprocating.
Well, it's a big thing, isn't it? You do have to trust your manager, and you have to trust the players around you all the time, and if that doesn't come through, it shows in the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you imagined him in, say, like a side like Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, I think he would probably be quite prolific.
I reckon I'd look quite good in a Real Madrid shirt, to be honest, Budge. Maybe drop half a stone. Maybe drop half a stone and I'll be good.
Yeah, mate. What, from each leg? Mate, listen, I can't talk. I've got a beer belly.
I don't have a beer belly. I'm just a fat bastard.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to change the subject ever so slightly. I have got the Portugal Czech Republic game going on above my monitor. And Czech Republic are really stifling Portugal's attacks. And Soufal is instrumental in it.
Yeah.
So Soufal is having a blinder of a game so far.
Well, actually, my brother... Sorry, Budge. My brother texted me the other day and said, who do you fancy for the Euros? I just text back Portugal. No one's speaking about them. They've got a good young side. Now they've got Ronaldo there. It's nothing to do with him. They've got a good young side there. fluent sides, experienced manager who likes to attack teams.
They're playing Ronaldo, obviously.
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll play an hour, I think, of any game. I don't play anymore. They're 39.
They've got Bruno Fernandes on as well. Obviously, Lukaku's on. Not Lukaku.
I'm going to say he shouldn't be there.
Not Lukaku. I can't remember his name now. God. He just reminds me of Lukaku. He's a big, black guy. He's quite a big, stocky guy. He's on the ball now. Oh, God, what's his name?
I know who you mean. I do know who you mean.
Yeah. But anyway, they've got a few real mustard players, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they've got some.
As you said, aside from
Jota and João Pedro, they've got some good players.
Pedro, João Pedro, I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's asking here, what was the thoughts about the England game and Bowen's performance, or has he missed that?
We did that an hour ago. See you later.
Yeah. We did touch on that.
You need to tune on in time, son.
Yeah.
In summary, pretty typical England, isn't it? With 3 points, right? Unconvincing, but we've got 3 points to start first game of the tournament, so can't argue with that. And Bowen, we probably agreed, was a shining light.
He was.
Quick summary.
He gave Harry Kane his best opportunity of getting on the score sheet. And it was no fault of Harry Kane's that he weren't on the score sheet, if I'm honest. As I said, anywhere else in the goal, and that was a goal. The keeper got to it because he was in the right place. Yeah, simple as that. We
thought he worked really hard defensively and going forward. He was the right replacement for Saka, really, because Saka was dead on his feet. So
yeah. And he showed why we've all had faith in him this season. As West Ham.
Sticking with the Euros, just for a minute. Who's been a standout? If there has been a standout team, who would you say has been a standout team for you guys? Or standout teams?
I think Germany made a statement on the opening day. Although Scotland aren't the best nation on the list, I think Germany made a proper statement on the opening night. So that's kind of impressed me. And I think also Holland have impressed me because they're playing quite well as a unit. I mean, okay, it was a narrow win, wasn't it? Was it a narrow win?
I think it was 1-0, was it? 2-1.
2-1, they won.
2-1, yeah.
Against Poland.
Against a very good Poland side, so they've impressed me. Yeah.
I think just for team ethics, teamwork, Slovakia beating Belgium 1-0 for me. I'm not talking about pure football here. I just look at a team that's an underdog as such, and every player played to his potential. They got lucky a little bit, but you play well, you work hard, you get a bit of luck. So I enjoyed that, but I did enjoy watching them, and I thought the game today, in terms of an all-round good game of football from both teams, Turkey and gone again. Did Turkey play today?
Georgia.
I thought,
I've got my list on the right here.
Yeah. It's a good job you had, Budgie. It's a bit late in the day for me, mate. So
I know. 60 years old and still doing the Euro wall charts.
Yeah, you're still buying you're still buying your stickies, aren't you? Putting them in the book. Come on.
I wish I was, mate. I ain't even got grandkids I can pretend they're for. Well, I have, but they all live up in bloody Lincolnshire. No, they don't. That's an absolute lie. They all live up in Newcastle. So I can't actually.
Go on, mate.
Did anyone see Spain against Croatia? The result's pretty impressive. Was the performance
I watched that game.
The scoreline?
Yeah, 3-0. I watched it. Yeah, 3-0 first half. And typically of a game that's 3-0 up at half time, a few changes made, tactics and stuff, and sort of died out into a 3-0 first half of victory, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I was playing darts while that
Evening Exponential, thanks for popping in.
But,
I mean, who's...
And Tony, early doors.
Good evening, Tony.
Just coming into.
I'm sorry to hear you're feeling shit. Probably worn out, are you, mate? And we'll catch up with you soon, Tony. But thanks for popping in, buddy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
No, it's always a pleasure to see people in the chat. See their comments and that.
So who's your favourite? Like one team, not who could win it or not win it, but if you were to go to the bookies tomorrow and put a bet on, who would it be on?
I already have, actually.
Yeah, go on.
I got 33-1, I think it was. Let me check
Scotland?
No, don't be daft. Let me just check the odds, actually, while we're chatting. My bet.
While you're looking it up, I'll tell you. I think if you've got a tenner and you've got to bet it on someone, and you look at the tournament being in Germany, I think you'd be well pressed to maybe bet against the Germans on home soil in a tournament.
Yeah.
They know how to win.
I got better than that. 33s. Sorry, my bad.
On who?
Go on and carry on, Budgie. Who's that?
Yeah, no, I got 100-1 on Czech Republic.
Did you?
Yeah. That's the team I want to win it if we don't.
All right.
I would like them to win it. I've also got Gianluca Scamacca as top goal scorer in the tournament. I got 40-1 on him.
I think Spain looked decent, but it's early doors still. It's early doors for everyone. Everyone's
early doors. I said earlier, I've got just a sneaky suspicion on Portugal. A, with the manager, and B, just got a bit of quality. Or there's a lot of teams with a lot of quality. But I just think
now, isn't it?
Yeah, Martinez is the manager now. Yeah. So yeah, not so much an outside bet. I think it's just one that people are not talking about, but they're usually the teams that come through. But as Jeff said, home soil is always difficult, but we'll have to wait and see. It's too early.
Yeah, and like I said, Germany came out and made a real statement in the opening game.
You can't really make a statement against Scotland, really.
Well, you can.
You can.
You can play it safely.
They're a championship team.
Scotland
the best. Yeah,
Scotland were poor on the night as well, weren't they?
They were.
Germany were good. Scotland were
poor. They ran riot.
And the opening tone almost set the opening games almost set the tone for how the tournament's been. I think so far is Germans at home, opening game, put a real stamp on the tournament. Really showed a bit of class. Scotland opening game. Probably booked themselves on a plane home. And
it's sad though, sorry, Jeff.
Go on, no, it's just that's sort of almost like I say, set the table. Look at I haven't watched a lot of it, like I say, but if you look at the results, there's not too many shockers there, and you look, everything kind of just sort of goes to the script. So far,
changing the subject slightly, it's I think it's sad that particularly Wales have never been for me a big football nation, but Ireland and Scotland have, and all them games, particularly growing up watching the home nations at the end of the season and all that, they were fantastic games to watch, right, Budge?
Used to love the home nations,
and it's sad to see Scotland and Ireland, and the reason I say it, I don't know if you've been watching it on BBC One. It's called Pitch Invasion on a Sunday.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Right, it's only
I don't watch TV.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Right, so in the second, it only had the second episode on last Sunday, just gone, but it's about how the Scots and the Irish influenced what is now our Premier League, but the Division 1 back in the day, and all the great players there, the Hansons, the Lawrences, the Bradys.
Oh, yeah, right,
and it goes, honestly, it goes right back to George Best, Dennis Law. Yeah, when you sit there and watch that, you think that's why them games are so great. England against Scotland and Ireland, and that used to just it's it's a shame really. But,
I love
especially
the home nations growing up.
But
brilliant.
it's
look forward to that.
I know the Scots would never. I know the Scots would never support England in a game. I'm not quite that way myself. I think if you're a British team, I would still want them to win. But I just think it's a sad way for Scottish football to be. Some of the greats of the English league have been Scottish and Irish, and Irish football now is internationally is awful.
It is, yeah.
And Scotland is the same. It's a shame. It's a shame.
They haven't really. I mean, to be fair, they haven't really had the same opportunities in the top leagues recently as they've had in the past. Not so many of the players are coming through from Scottish and Irish backgrounds these days, and clearly some of them, who can qualify for those nations would rather play for England to choose not to. I mean, Declan Rice being a perfect example, so, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not happy that he plays for England, because I am, clearly, but, imagine him as the pivotal central midfield in an Ireland team, May be a completely different story then,
He makes Ireland better, but
but he don't plug up all the leaks and that, does it?
But you look at.
But Wales were always like that, weren't they?
Well, Wales is Wales. It's not really a football.
A talisman player, not
nation,
a team.
It's a rugby nation.
You have a team to back it up.
Yeah, the Welsh have always been more rugby than football. But I know we're going off piste a bit here, but we're talking about it. But if you look at Celtic and Rangers and look at the amount of foreigners they have in their team, where's Rangers? Where's Celtic's youth? Where's all them players that want to queuing up outside the door to play for them teams? There's something fundamentally wrong about football in Scotland, especially now. There isn't the big clubs in Ireland. There never has been. They used to leave Ireland and come to the likes of Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, whatever, back in the day, and they would be scouted and picked up, or they go to Celtic in the main. But there's no one banging on the door of Celtic's youth team saying, put me in the team, is there, that I know of anyway? I do follow Celtic. I'm a bit of a Celtic fan. But I find it incredible that such a big football. Look at the fans they brought. 200,000 fans they brought to Germany. Twice as many as Phil. You know what I mean? It's
crazy, isn't it?
Did you see the lineup of Dutch fans for their first game?
No.
Oh my God! It went about 3/4 of a mile down a road, and it was like curb to curb people, and they were probably, I don't know, 15 wide, and it went on for about 3/4 of a mile. And right at the very front, where there's a big square, there was probably, I don't know, 8,000 or 10,000 of them in there as well. There was loads of them.
Not much of a trip for them, though, is it? Holland to Germany?
No, of course not. But they must have taken a good 100,000 people. They must have done. Must have.
Well, that's another footballing nation that just keeps churning them out players, don't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always liked Dutch football because
I love Dutch football.
Physically, it's more like the Premier League, or how the top English league used to be, like when it was Div 1 and when the Premier League first started. Oh, Socek's on his arse. The Dutch league is a lot more like that, both on field and on the terraces as well. It's a lot more like sort of 80s and 90s football.
But
much tougher ask out there.
They're put this in the right way, but my thoughts on football in my head, the way I think about football, a lot of it comes from Dutch football, watching very little, but enough I've seen of Cruyff when he was at Ajax, when they won the European Cup 3 times on the trot. The great Dutch side of 74, the great Dutch side of 78. They were just different, you know. Probably the best team ever not to win the World Cup was the Dutch team.
Exactly that,
The Dutch team of 74.
And here's the thing, when we're talking about people of our generation, and you're referring to players like Cruyff, they were the absolute innovators of their time, weren't they? You know, Cruyff was like the Cantona of his age, or whatever comparisons you care to make. You know, he was just amazing footballer. My
first World Cup that I remember was 70 when Brazil won it. I think it was that the goal Jorginho scored from Pele. That was 70, wasn't it?
That's the one I remember the most because.
And then 74. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry,
I was just saying I was 8 in 1970, so I remember that. I don't remember the 66 World Cup, even though I know that I watched the game, the final. My parents have told me that I watched the final with them, you know, but at 4 years old, it's very difficult to.
I was 3, so I don't remember it, but I do remember 70.
Yeah.
And I remember running up the stairs when England lost to Germany and lay on my bed and cried my eyes out in 1970. Yeah. But the 74 is, I'll never forget it. It was just, I've never seen football played like it. And it's always been in there. And they called it total football back then, didn't they? And it just was that. There was no fullbacks. There was no, you just got the ball, you played football. When you lost it, got behind the ball, won it back, and you couldn't even say give it to the good players because they could all do it.
Yeah.
You know, just a fantastic. I remember watching them, and when they lost the final, I could not believe it. It's the greatest national football team for football that I've ever seen, that Dutch side of 74. For me, it could be argued by loads of people different things because they didn't win it, but the best footballing team I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were
for my age group, you know.
I'll go along with that. Yeah, I'll go along with that as well. You know, I think that.
So, Exponential Anger here saying he's back to the tournament. He's just referring to. He's saying for him, Germany and Spain have both looked just decent, but the scoreline told more of how bad their competition was than how good they were. Well, I watched about half an hour or so of the Germany-Scotland. And, I mean, Scotland. I didn't see the Spain game. You saw that, didn't you, Nick? Were Croatia that poor?
Well, again, do you want to take that up, Bunch, and keep talking, mate?
Yeah, no, you carry on, mate.
All right, so Croatia, you looked at their team, and it was the team that we've been looking at for the last 3 tournaments.
Okay,
When you've got you have players there 185 caps, another player with 135 caps, another player with 120 odd caps. You know, they brought on Perisic, who couldn't get a game for Tottenham. I think went out on loan in Turkey, if I'm right in saying that. I could be wrong, but he definitely went out on loan, and they brought him on try and turn the game. They've been a very good side for a number of years, no doubt. But I think they need to find a lifeline of a bloodline of new players, really.
Aging.
Yeah, well, Modric is 38, and he's captain, and he's 185 caps, and you know, bless him.
It's not just Modric; it's
all of them. You look at all the players. I mean, that's the one thing when I've seen Southgate's team or squad, I thought, well done. You know, we're going to really, and then of course we play the same style, but. You have to say one thing about Southgate in his years at the manager. He has freshened up and give lots of people opportunity, but he's had the players. You know, I don't know if Croatia have the players.
I mean, the thing is, like in England, he's like Gareth Southgate's got kind of an embarrassment of riches at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got so many good players available to him, and like you said, it was nice to see that he'd gone with a younger squad. okay, his hands were tied with like Maguire and so on and so forth. But you know, even though he's still gone with youthful players, and he's given he's like got a few debutants in the squad as well.
He's got Eze, hasn't he? Yeah. We've never even spoke about Eze earlier on. There's another player that can open up games, you know.
Yeah, mate, he can open up a defence like you wouldn't believe. Mm-hmm. He's good. I like him.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I just hope for Gareth. You know, I know a lot of people are not a fan of his, and sometimes I criticise him, but I think he's done a lot of good things for English football for sure, and I'd love it for him if they go and win it and he bows out with a trophy. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you can't judge it on one game.
No. I mean, the thing when I think about Gareth Southgate as the England manager, coach, head coach, whatever you want to put it, I kind of have a lot of pride in it because he's from my hometown. And like, to be fair, nobody from my hometown really sort of like made a name for themselves that much as Gareth Southgate has. So, you know, like I'm kind of really proud of him for being where he is. Mm-hmm. Just wish that he had a more modernistic approach to the players that he's got. He's got like real modern style players, but he's still playing.
It's less safe. I don't know if it's the modern way. I think he's got a safety valve that he will only let the bar pressure go up to 40-50%, and then that'll do. You know what I mean? I don't want to push it too much. Do you know what I mean? But he's picked a squad where he has to push it because he hasn't got his option. He's bought a squad for me that's gone there to attack, and we did not see that on Monday night or whatever night or Sunday night. It was a very, as I said earlier on, square pegs in round holes. You know, Trippier should not get a look in that squad right now at left back. I'm not saying he's not a good footballer. He's not a left back. Gomez is left-footed as naturally as he is right. Why not play free at the back with him on the left? He's comfortable.
Yeah.
So, but there we are. We'll be here next week, next month. With Jeff will have England winners across the screen, and we'll all say Gareth Southgate's the greatest manager that ever managed England.
Yeah, and Jared Bowen will be the top goal scorer in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, gentlemen, not being rude, I decided to do an hour. Jeff, it's a little bit less, but I've been up since 5:30, mate, and I'm done. If that's all right, yeah.
No problem.
No, lovely to see you both.
Yeah, you too, mate.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Got a little digital wall chart here. See you later, Mick.
Cheers, buddy.
I'll catch up with you later, buddy. See you later, mate.
Take care.
See you later, mate.
Yeah, just
there he is, gone.
There he is. So, buddy. Yeah, yes, good to see you after a couple of weeks, and Mick. I've been busy. Fiddling about on my boat, getting ready for the fishing season and one thing and another.
Yeah, mate.
Had a nice little time.
I've been kind of half. Yeah, I've been half busy getting bits and bobs sorted out on my car, so I'll be able to take a little drive down to see you and come see you on the boat.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll have a day out on the boat, Budge.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll show you my little toy, my little Merc.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nothing like your motor, though.
I've had a little digital type wall chart thing.
All right,
Budgie, and we can have a play with that. Try and predict the next round of fixtures or something, if you like.
Okay, go on then.
And see how we get on. Let me see if I can put it up on the screen.
I'll just say that it is now half time between Portugal and Czech Republic.
Oh yeah,
and Portugal have been quite busy, but Soufal has been excellent. Souček hasn't been bad himself, but in general, I think the Czech Republic have been the better team. Stats might not show that, but I think they have been the better team.
Fair enough. I must admit, I've got it on in the background here, but I haven't watched very much of it, so I couldn't give you an analysis.
Yeah.
Can you see that on the screen, Budgie?
I can. It's small, but let me grab my glasses.
Is it small?
Yeah, it's small, but don't worry.
How can I
Right,
make
I've got
that
it.
full
I've got it.
screen?
I've got it. Right. Okay. I can see it.
Can I not make that full screen, though? Maybe. Like
Oh, there you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
Best I can do for now. Right, so
That's fine.
it's filled in right to the fixtures scoreline so far. They're all correct.
Right. Okay.
There's an actuals thing here that does the actual tournament. And I've clicked on a player one, right?
Right.
We'll probably edit that. But I thought we'd have a look and see if we can predict the score. So it's half time in here. Should we take it down to the end of the next round of games? So
I need a Portugal win for me bet.
You need a Portugal win for your bet. So what give us your prediction, Budgie. See if I agree with you. And if anyone's in the chat who wants to join in, you let me know if anyone's saying anything, Budgie, because I can't really see the chat. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
You can't see it, can you?
I can see it, but I can't call it up. All I can do is tell you that chat changed.
Just let me know what the feedback is. So
yeah, at the moment there's no new comments.
Yeah, cool. Portugal check. So you need Portugal to win, but do you think they're going to win, mate?
I think it's going to be a Czech Republic goal in the early part of the second half, and I think Portugal will scratch it back 2-1. That's my belief.
So you're going to say 2-1 to Portugal, yeah?
Yeah, that's my belief. Yeah.
Let's do that then. Okay. And then we've got Scotland, Switzerland in the next fixture.
It's not
really the next fixture.
Yeah, it's a more comfortable game for Scotland. Although Switzerland have been looking fairly good. I mean, they beat Hungary 3-1. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Switzerland win.
I would have had to disagree with you if you said Scotland were going to win 2-0.
Yeah, no, 2-0 for Switzerland, in my opinion.
Germany, Hungary.
I can see that being another drubbing, mate. 4-0.
4-0. All right, I'll tell you what, I'll downgrade it by 1.
Right, okay, I'm happy with that.
I'll make that 3-0.
Yeah.
Croatia, Albania. Well, after hearing Croatia were struggling a little bit against Spain, perhaps. Albania didn't actually play badly, did they? I saw a little bit of their game.
Yeah, they didn't play badly.
But I don't know whether they'll have too much
Ukraine, didn't they?
Sorry?
Was it Ukraine they beat?
No.
No, that Romania beat Ukraine, don't it?
Yeah, Romania beat Ukraine.
Yeah.
Italy beat Albania 2-1. But I was quite impressed with them against Italy.
Yeah, they didn't look too bad. Croatia, I don't know.
I'm minded to call a 1-1 draw.
I'm tempted to go with you on that. Yeah.
I'll put that
1-1. Yeah.
Spain, Italy, there's an interesting fixture. That really will be a tasty game, won't it?
That will be a very good game, in my opinion.
Possibly it's either going to be 1-0 or 3-2. It's one of them games, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, we've got Spain that are kind of on a plateau at the moment, and it's not a great one. And Italy are having a bit of a resurgence at the moment. And like I said, I quite fancy Scamacca to be there or thereabouts with the golden boot. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Italy.
Are you? Okay. All right. Well, I'll go along with you. I'm not sure, but I'm just not sure. Full stop.
Yeah,
If you'd have
it's
called it
like you said,
2-1 or something the other way,
one of them
yeah,
games. You know, it can go either way
tough
because
one.
of the clubs, the teams that are involved.
I think it could easily be 2-2, easily be 3-2.
Yeah,
Yeah, tough to call.
could easily
Denmark,
be a
England.
3-3 draw. Denmark, England. On paper, we should win it.
Scroll
But
down so anyone in the chat can see the fixtures coming in.
We've
They
struggled
want to comment.
historically against Denmark.
Yeah, I agree.
On occasion. I'll go with a narrow 2-0 win.
A narrow 2-0 win.
Yeah. Like it'll be the
2-0's
last goal will be. Well, yeah, but I mean it'll be 1-0 from about, I don't know, 40 minutes or something, and then we'll be holding on, and then it'll just be a break from Jared Bowen or someone, and we'll get a second goal right at the end of the game. That's what I mean by a narrow win.
I'll go with your 2, but I'll say that Denmark get 1.
Okay.
And that we win 2-1.
Yeah.
Slovenia, Serbia.
For me, that's a Serbia win.
Okay, scoreline.
2-0.
Okay. Poland, Austria. That could be an interesting game.
That's a meaty game. That is.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be a great spectacle necessarily, but I think it would be very, very.
Oh, there'll be chunks out of both sets of players. You can always guarantee that. And remember also Austria, our friend Marko Arnautovic will be playing.
Yeah,
so there'll be a bit of.
He came on the other night.
Yeah, so there'll be a bit of direct brutality, if you like, to get at the goal. You know what I mean? He likes to run at the goal. He don't care if he hurts anyone getting there. I got a funny feeling that's a 1-0 Austria win.
Have you? Okay. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's 1-0 or 1-1. 1-0 either way, 1-1.
We'll go with the 1-1 then.
If you want to go, you want to go 1-1?
Yeah, go with the 1-1, Jeff. Yeah.
It's going to be 1-0 or 1-1 either way, I would.
Yeah. I kind of convinced myself that Austria are going to win because of Marko Arnautovic, if I'm honest.
Here's another interesting game. Holland, France.
Yeah. Not many people are going to fancy the Dutch in that game, but I actually do.
No. Yeah.
I think I think that's going to be quite a high scoring 2-2. Desmond, maybe.
Okay. I agree that I think both teams will score. It could easily be 2-2. I'm happy to go along with that. Slovakia, Ukraine.
I think Ukraine win that easily.
Yeah, comfortably. Okay,
2-0.
2-0.
2-0, yeah.
Okay. 2-0.
Yeah.
Belgium, Romania. That's interesting as well. I don't think Belgium are that convincing.
No, they're not.
And was it Slovakia that beat Slovakia beat Belgium, didn't they?
They did 1-0. Yes, they did.
Yeah, and yet you think that Ukraine are going to beat them quite comfortably.
Yeah, I just think Ukraine have got a little bit about them.
So presumably, do you think Romania, after turning over Ukraine, will have too much for Belgium then?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Romania. That's
okay. So you feel that's probably the Belgians on the way home, unless they.
It could quite easily be.
And get 3 points and take a third best place spot.
That'd be an interesting one.
Turkey, Portugal.
I can't see Portugal getting turned over by Turkey, but having said that, Turkey put in a dogged performance this afternoon. What was it? 3-0? No.
Although, what
3-1.
quality would you say Georgia were?
Very
Despite
poor. Very poor.
so, yeah. So we've got to measure that against Turkey playing Portugal now, different proposition.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to have enough to take Portugal out of the equation in any way, shape,
do you think
or
they
form.
can manage to score against Portugal, or do you think it's going
I
to be
think they will, because they've got a couple of really decent forward players. Really decent.
Yeah, you think they got enough to break Portugal down?
I think they might be lucky to get a goal, but I do think they will get one. It might be a little sort of like, ping ponging in the box or something, maybe.
Is that going to be a consolation goal, do you think, or is it going to be a competitive
goal?
It's
going to be, it'll probably be something like 3-1.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So you want to put a 3-1 win to Portugal?
Yeah, it's going to be a convincing win for Portugal, but Turkey will show themselves, they will turn up.
And now Georgia versus the Czech Republic. Well, you've watched the first half of the Czechs there, and obviously familiar with Thomas and Vlad. And after watching Georgia earlier and saying they were pretty average, you think the Czechs will have too much for Georgia as well?
Much too much. Much too much.
Scoreline to 0, do you think? Or do you think Georgia
I would probably give the Czechs, I'd say they've got enough to have maybe a 3-0 win.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to say 2. So I think 3's ambitious.
Well,
but maybe you're right.
No, you are. You're right. It is a tad ambitious.
International football. I mean, there's been some goals in this tournament though so far. So who knows?
Yeah, and there's been some sitters missed.
Switzerland, Germany. That could be.
That could be quite a tasty game, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think Germany would have far too much for Switzerland, but Switzerland. They're not absolute mugs, are they, by any stretch of imagination?
Not at all.
It could be a competitive game.
Yeah,
I do think the Germans probably have too much, but it could be a draw.
And they've always got home advantage as well in this tournament. So
yeah, I think that matters in the later stages. I think that really.
I think it matters in every game. If I'm honest, Jeff. Adam's saying that he thinks it's going to be 2-0 to Portugal. The Turkey game. Or no, he means tonight, probably, actually.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put 2-1, but he might be right.
Yeah, he could be. Listen, Switzerland are no mugs. They're actually a relatively decent team, but Germany are going to be far too strong for them. 2-1.
So 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah.
Switzerland have got enough about them to get themselves a goal. Or getting on goal.
I agree with that. I think they could score.
Yeah, I think they may score.
I don't think they'll get blown away like the Scots did.
No.
And Scotland, Hungary, again, interesting fixture, this one. That can't be right. That must be the next round of fixtures. We've done Scotland.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it must be, mustn't it?
Did we do Scotland?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Scotland, Switzerland.
Switzerland.
So that must take us down to.
I think we've done.
Switzerland, Germany.
We should have stopped at Portugal, Turkey, or Turkey, Portugal.
No, Czech and Georgia. There we are. I'll get rid of that. We'll go back to that next week.
Yeah.
Back to Group A next week.
Okay,
all right. I think that saves, but I'll leave it there. I'll sort it out later.
Right. Okay.
And hopefully I don't scrub it off, and we can come back to it and see how our predictions stood up.
Yeah. Excellent.
Anyway, Budgie, I'm happy to have. We've done about an hour now. The second half's just about kicking off. Just kicked off, hasn't it?
Literally just about. Well, on my screen's about to kick off.
So yeah, I'm happy to say thanks to everyone for joining us, and hopefully we should be back next week. Perhaps do a follow up to this, and if I don't scrub those results off, we'll make a comparison, see how we get on, and yeah, we'll have another go at the next round of fixtures and see how we get on through the tournament. So thanks for joining me once again, Budgie. Good to see you.
Always, mate. No problem. No problem at all.
And hope you've enjoyed your 2 weeks off.
Yeah. Well, I've still been doing the old school hammer stuff with Kieran, so I haven't.
Yeah,
been totally,
I know you have. Do you want to give that a plug while you're on here? If anyone's not familiar with it?
Why not? Well, most of you that are familiar with me anyway will know that Wednesday evenings at usually it's 10:30, but sometimes we do bring it forward to 10 o'clock. So make sure you got your notifications lit up for West Ham Network, because on West Ham Network at 10:30 on a Wednesday evening, UK time, myself and Kieran, we do the Old School Hammer show. Sometimes it's current, sometimes we talk about games that we've watched and moments we've had while we've been at games, and some funny stories from Kieran and myself occasionally. So yeah, and we occasionally have guests like Jeff and sometimes, and we've had Irish Tommy on, and yeah, in fact we've even had an ex-player on about a year ago, Craig Forrest. So yeah, it's all good fun.
Lovely. Brilliant. So I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please take the time to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about it. We'll try and grow the community, and we'll just keep bringing you a bit more content with keep some coverage going on over the Euros, and in touch with any interesting West Ham chat that arises. And yeah, it won't be long before we're preparing for the new season, and it'll be an exciting time for all of us Hammers fans.
It'll be something very nice for us all to chat about. I want to also say thank you to everybody in the chat for your comments and everything else. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, just I want to say that. And if you're watching this after it's gone live and you're watching this on a rerun, drop a comment in the comment section if you like what you've seen, or if you've got any questions or anything. We'll read the comments, so don't forget to do that, and obviously hit the like button, please, people.
Brilliant. Thanks, Budgie. Thanks for everyone for watching, tuning in, and yeah, like Budgie says, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks for your interaction. It's much appreciated, and good night to you all.
1-0 to the